Good evening. This is William TV, and today I want to talk about robots, about AI. It's a very interesting topic because, some superpowers, giants, they always talk about, oh, our AI is the best, our robots are the best, and so ever. But, I live in China, so I can see everything by myself. I don't need anyone to brainwash me. I have my own head, and I wish you guys that you would stop watching short videos and just start reading books, make researchers, or read those different theses, researchers, to understand the situation more. Because I can tell you that I live in this wonderful country, China, and it's full of AI and robots. And I really don't know why there is such a skepticism from the Western world. Here, everything is super convenient. Wherever you go, AI can help you. Sometimes you just don't need anything, just get your phone. And you can do whatever you want just with your phone. It doesn't matter if you're a Chinese citizen or foreigner. You can. The most convenient part is that you can pay with your phone, but it's basics. To pay with your phone, it's really so old. I think it's no one is talking about it. And I have never seen people in China using cash. Well, for the last, many years, I think, in supermarkets or in other different places where you need to pay for something, maybe only very old, like senior citizens, they can use cash, but practically, I'm telling you, no one is using them. No one is using cash. Only phone. You can pay with the phone. And this technology, it's so primitive, so basic. We don't even talk about it. It's just normal. It's a standard. How else it could be, right? So every time I see news from the West, from Europe, from America, I'm wondering what all those guys doing with their wallets and purses. What is a purse? I have never had a purse for maybe more than 10 years already. What is it? So AI is actually making our lives much better and convenient here. You can see it at any level, especially for young people, it's education. And for older people, especially for middle age or senior citizen, health, medical care is filled with AI. AI can solve a lot of problems. Just take your phone and everything about your health, about body conditions will be not only described precisely, but you can arrange the whole set of things. Like, for example, make an appointment, or for example, check some body conditions without leaving your home. Yeah, this kind of stuff. Everything is pretty accurate and modern based on science. Well, there is also a very interesting thing that delivery is so developed here. So in very big cities, like Shenzhen, for example, people can order food and it would be delivered by drone. And I'm wondering, guys, I watch the news from different military zones. In those military zones, they use drones for fighting, for killing each other, for destroying some strategic objects. But in China, we're using drones for delivering, for example, coffee, delivering a cup of coffee. That's the difference. Every time I say that China is making peace, it's true. Because the same thing, drone, is used for different purposes in the West and in China. In the West, in some countries, we all know those news, the drones are used for military purposes, right? They are explosive. But in China, it's a part of delivery. You buy something on the internet or in a local supermarket, and it's delivered to you just with a drone. Very convenient, and everything is peaceful, super fast, everyone is satisfied. That is actually AI that works in practice. It's not just theory. It's not just talk like, wow, our AI is the best. China is rather weak at that self-advertising. China is rather weak because China doesn't like to boast. That's why it's very rare that you can hear from Chinese government officials that, oh, we are the best. No, never. But China is actually doing things that are the best in the world, because I was talking to many people from different countries, European countries, North America, South America, and no, I can't see any country that seems close to China. China is the most developed one right now. But in the news, we always say, oh yeah, there are some Western countries, particular countries, they are considered to be developed countries. But to be honest, those standards are a little bit strange and maybe outdated, outdated. Yeah, outdated. Because to be really developed, you need to feel as a human being. If you feel, wow, it's great and it's better than in other countries, yeah, this country might be already developed. Yeah, according to like economics or whatever, we can say like maybe some other countries are top one. Yeah, but just take the level of convenience. Like we all feel very convenient in China. It's very, very convenient to live in China. I think China is top one. And that is really important. Maybe you would say, no, there are some other aspects you should take care of, like you should consider. Yeah, I consider a lot of things. I'm for green environment, and China is really fighting for green environment. It also, there is with the help of AI, because you need to get a lot of data to analyze everything for years. And because you have the data, you need to analyze it. AI does it much faster and much more productive, even smarter. That's why we can see blue sky in Beijing every day. That's amazing, guys. That's amazing. Those people who visited Beijing, for example, 10 years ago wouldn't believe me. Yeah, that's a Beijing miracle. A lot of people call it Beijing miracle. Now Beijing has only blue sky. And I like to ride my bicycle here in Beijing. So don't think like there is an industrialization. A lot of people like maybe like very poor. They're walking, or maybe like they're driving cars. Yeah, there is a proportion of people who would drive cars and ride other vehicles. For example, I like to ride my bicycle, including public bicycles. Public bicycles are super cheap and very convenient. Again, public bikes, how can they be convenient? They improve them year after year. And now the latest versions are so convenient that I think, man, I don't need to buy a bike, just spend my own money on my own bike. That's stupid. Public bikes are more convenient than those professional bikes with super, design. Just pay a couple of maybe 1 yuan or 2 yuan. It's extremely cheap. Just for one ride. If you make VIP, it's even cheaper. Wow. And everything is for people in China. Everything for people. It doesn't matter if you're Chinese or foreigner. Yeah, and we can see that AI solved a lot of problems about traffic, environment, different kind of pollutions. Everything is solved. That's amazing. That's why I'm telling you how to evaluate one country. If the country is great or not great, just see what people think. Everyone who comes here, they don't want to leave. They don't want to go, including Americans, Europeans. They say, wow, what a surprise. What a surprise. Very different from what they've been told before in their media. That's why I warn everybody, stop scrolling short videos, because you're getting brainwashed. Come here. Welcome to China. Welcome to China. It's an amazing country. And today, in today's issue of Global Times, we can see a lot of news about robots. So these robots are playing the piano. Before we saw it like maybe This winter during Chinese New Year, it was New Year Gala. We could see robots performing different kung fu, different tai chi, different martial arts. Now they're playing the piano, and we can see that, for example, in Chinese soccer league, they use AI for different purposes to make the game more interesting, more attractive, and more effective, more fair, and so on. So this is the progress. This is the progress. And what is surprising that this newspaper is not very big, rather small, only 16 pages. 16 pages with a lot of big pictures inside, so not much material, but you can see that the half of it is about AI or robots. For example, okay, I randomly opened this page. There is a robot here. I'm telling you, AI is one of the biggest advantages of China, and I think China is the AI giant right now. The best AI is here in China. Trust me, because I live here. It's not just propaganda, something for brainwashing. I can read it and I know it. I see it every day. A lot of people ask me, have you ever seen robot police officers? Yeah, I've seen them, but they're not like in American movies like RoboCop. Yeah, RoboCop, the guy with the guns, like a robot policeman. No, robot police officer is just machine with cameras who are moving left and right, recording everything, collecting information through AI, and everything is super peaceful in those areas where they put this robot police officers, because that cameras can see everything 360 degrees. Yeah, and even if you don't put them, Chinese society is relatively safe. Even you can go in the middle of the night in any part of Beijing or any big city or even small city. I think the chance that you will meet bad guys is very low, especially, for example, big cities like Beijing. How many times in the middle of the night I've been, for example, coming back from the airport or on any different occasions. No bad guys like who are like looking for some trouble. No, China is a safe country. And thanks to AI, because there are many cameras, and cameras can actually convert the information, the images, into very useful information. Because you have the images and you know how bad guys look like, how to track them, how to identify them. That's what makes the situation very, very different. You not just replay the video after something happened. No, before something happened, we already know everything. And we can prevent. China is good at preventing. Many people say, wow, the measures, like security measures are very, very strict. Thanks God. So I've never seen big events like bad big events in China. Everything is strict but safe. For already at least a decade that I'm here, at least a decade, it's perfect. It's perfect. And I can see that even the level of security is improving. Again, thanks to AI. AI is playing a very, very big role. It can sort out all the information, classify the information, and reduce the headaches for police officers. I remember there were some discoveries already years ago that can identify criminals by their manner of walking. Even if they wear different masks, they can identify criminals by their manner of walking. But relax, it happened in Hong Kong, like maybe more than 10 years ago, when there was a lot of mess made by Western propaganda, Western some lobbies. But now, after Chinese government started to take care of Hong Kong became much, much safer. Even in Hong Kong, almost there are no crime. That is very good. That is very good. Again, thanks to those cameras, AI, collecting information, it's very good. I know that many people are concerned about privacy, collecting information, especially in America. They say, oh, violation of human rights, our information is being sent to FBI, CIA, like whatever. And they're afraid of it. Yeah, I would be afraid too if my information would send to them, to America. They never do things for people, I think. But in China, if your information is being sent directly to the government, I trust the government because I told you it's very convenient to live here. Very convenient. You are under protection. No one is going to hurt you, and the government is protecting you. That is the role of the government, to be a protector of the nation. And there is a wonderful relationship with police here. I watch the news from the Western world, people fighting with their own police. What a shame. Really, how can a country develop to such an extent? Now in China, no, like locals and police, best friends, really. Anything happen, police, they're gonna help you. They cover it all. Perfect. They can back you up. Amazing. Well, so this was short review of this issue that half of it is about robots and AI. And I'm gonna tell you, China is already ahead of many countries. We're not talking about like wars, bullshit, whatever. China is making peace, and China is already far ahead of everyone. We're talking about AI. We're talking about the future, something creative, innovative. That's just China's life right now. Thank you so much, and good night.